Oh, how's the Biggity mic sound now? Does it sound like a Biggity mic? Biggity microphone check. I'm doing this live because I don't know. The boy Caleb, he was asking me in Discord, and if you sign up for producer courses and the whole way the producer courses works, because if you guys notice, like, I don't take requests here. I don't anything that you people ask me to do. I just get up and cook now, and hopefully you guys could take something from it, right? But if you sign up for producer courses, that's where, because people hit me up, they're like, yo, do you do individual courses? I'm like, no, I don't do individual courses. I'm not going to charge you $100 an hour so you can forget what the fuck you wanted to ask me, and I wind up taking your $100. Instead, you could pay me $15 a month and ask me to make whatever kicking your ass, and we could go through it and fix that, because that's what I like to do. So his thing is he's losing placements to these local rappers that he wants to work with because they like the way the beats sound on YouTube. And when he makes a beat, regardless of all the strategies I told him, he's not hitting the mark. So he sends me this beat and I grab the wave, right? And when you look at this wave, first of all, if you're trying to sound like something and your ears aren't helping you figure it out, it's okay to look at the wave. And you have been looking at samples long enough that you should start to recognize some things. For example, this kick right here. I know I've seen this shape in the industry slap kit. I know that this shape right here is different from this right here. And what this says to me is that this kick is super duper sidechained. You see how this kick is nice and loud and clipped? It's extending past the region, and then it gets quiet here. This is what a super aggressive sidechain looks like. So off rip, I could tell you, like, boom, okay, in order to get this sound, we're gonna have to get a kick that's super aggressive sidechain, right? That's like 90% of the battle right there. And then when I zoomed in, I'm like, let me take a look at this kick, right? It's got this little squiggly here, a short cycle, and then it's kind of clipped, right? Let me look at mine. Wouldn't you know it, in the industry slap kit, boom, squiggly, short cycle. The first thing that we're going to do, drag this beat into the session, and we're going to find the kick in the 808. What we're not going to do, throw it into RipX and only try to get the 808. You're going to lose the shape of this. A quick trick. All right, so now what I like to do is I'll go into, and I'll just try to find, right? So we've got this sound. It's an F sharp. And remember, we're listening for the sustain. That attack is not going to be in the 808 because that attack is coming from a kick. What do you guys think about this one? That sounds pretty close. Do you know why it's pretty close? You guys know what 808 this is? This 808 is one of the most popular 808s in music. This 808 right here. Think you know what it is. Too much of this 808 will make you dizzy. Get the kick, right? There it is. What's up, SD? So the next thing you want to do is you want to get the compressor. You don't got to get no fancy compressor. You just got to get the regular old stock compressor. Take the regular old stock compressor, turn the attack all the way down. You want to turn this release about 20 or 30. Right about there. So what are we looking at? It's like 24 milliseconds. 24 milliseconds, and this pops back up. So I usually go like fast release, right? 20 to 34 milliseconds. We got that. So 24, right? Take your ratio, turn it all the way up, make it damn near a limit. We get our side chain. And we want to take our threshold and just jam that thing. If you need to look at it, you can look at it and see what it's doing. See how it's pushing it down. You can take this guy, and this guy. I'm gonna do a mix down of them so you can see them together. Then you could pull in, where's my pool? Somebody show me the pool, baby. Right, so we could take it and you could sort of compare the two, see what you got going on. It looks like our side chain, right? And you could hear it, like y'all heard it. Our side chain is a little too aggressive. This is how you're gonna get of that beat that he was showing. And the way that you get the sound to be pronounced, like normally I keep like a 6 dB ratio between the two of them to get that sound. If you sidechain it, you could push the 808 up more. And that really works in mixes that don't have a ton of sounds, right? Like a trap mix. So now what I'll do is I'll go and I'll use Ascend to get more spices. I'm going to a Culture Vulture, but you can do this with any distortion. The important thing to note is that I'm rolling off up to 200 hertz. This is important. If you keep that sub energy on your send, the more that you turn up the send, the less that you're, and if you don't have a sub, you won't hear it. You'll be doing this on some fives or something, and it'll sound great. But when you go play it somewhere, it's gonna sound like ass, because you'll start phasing the low end of your 808, and it makes your mix sound really muddy, and a lot of times it takes away the power. I just add it in so you can hear it more. This is for the small speakers vibes, right? The spins is awesome on the sub, but you can't, when it hits you, nothing really happens up on my 5. The way I use Culture Vulture, and if you guys have subs, this is a really easy way. I can, like right now, I can feel the bass. Boom, it's all here, right? Boom, I can feel it, see it, whatever. Prior to this, it was like nothing was coming out of the speakers up here. Once I start to hear, you know, that fuzzy 808 sound come up out of here, like boom, now I know that it's something that you guys could hear on your tablets and your laptops watching right now. You got your 808 up high, which means that your average volume is super high already. You know what I mean? So the thing about this, and the reason why people who create like this are able to just use a soft clipper, is because when you look at this meter, even though your true peak is like down at -5, -6, and you still, you still have those 5 dBs to push up, your RMS is still super high. Your LUFS is super high at 13. If we just take a clipper, all I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna push the gain up, right? I'm not even gonna try to compress that. I'm just gonna push the gain up until we fill the meter. Look at our scope down here, right? You could see that we're just like shaving the peaks off of the kicks, right? Like we're not even really doing nothing. This is how people are getting that loud, like the plates in my kitchen are shaking right now. Like this is how people are getting that loud big 808 sound, right? You side chain, right? You side chain so that you get that dynamic, so that you get, those couple dB to be able to compress now. On the front end, you guys tell me if I'm losing you on any. I think this is pretty simple, right? You side chain, make room for the kick. The kick's got to be the loudest part, but this lets you push the 808 up even more so that your limiter is doing the little amount as possible. That's why this sounds so loud, because you're not over limiting a bunch of stuff. You go back and forth between those two. So you use this kick, you use this 808, use this technique, you should be able to have the same exact impact. I mean, we're just zeroing in. Listen on the impact between this and this.